Hello and welcome back. My name is Jack B, and as always, thank you for viewing my video. The information presented in this episode is intended to provide further thought into the difficulty young adults are having in making good decisions. Violence is prevalent everywhere in the U.S. today. People are shocked at the number of school shootings. Some people want to put extreme laws on gun ownership, and others want to ban guns outright. The problem goes deeper than just laws. If there were no guns, I'm a believer the perpetrators would simply use machetes or other weapons. I'm not saying we shouldn't look at and amend our gun laws in a level-headed manner. I am saying laws won't stop violence. Most people in the U.S. live in their own little world where everything is unicorns, Campbell soup, and rainbows. No matter how we decorated, the reality of it is we don't live in that world. Humans still have DNA-embedded primal instincts used for survival. We continually react instead of acting. In addition, our brains develop over a stretch of time, which is very long, and it is affected by many external stressful influences. In my opinion, the questions concerning violence are, 1, why did they act on the violence? And 2, how were they able to carry it out? This is a follow-up to a previous episode on why we do what we do. We will look at the increase in school shootings, assassinations, and killings of high-profile figures. It's not meant to look at each instance individually, but rather look at common denominators and potential reasons. I believe it is important to distinguish the types of violence in order to understand the motives behind the acts. There are political shootings, school shootings, assassinations, gang shootings, and psychiatric disability violence. This episode will focus primarily on school shooters, and I suspect we can use this data for each of the other categories. To start the research, I looked into 3 different institutions. Number 1, government agencies, including the FBI, the U.S. Secret Service, the National Institute of Justice, the National Center for Education Statistics, and number 2, academic and research centers, the University of Michigan, the University of Colorado in Boulder, Stanford University, the Rockefeller Institute of Government, and number 3, academic journals such as the Journal of School Violence. The Secret Service's 2019 report, Protecting America's Schools, analyzed 41 school attacks that occurred between 2008 and 2017. It found the attackers were students ranging in age from 12 to 18. The Washington Post repeated a median age of 16 for school shooters. A study in the Journal of Pediatric Healthcare noted that most school shooters are adolescents under 18 years of age. College-level shooters are typically between 18 and 25 years of age. I find it interesting that the data from different studies indicated the same age groups were responsible. Looking across the board at several other types of shootings, there was even a similar age pattern for shootings in the past, for example. John Hinckley Jr. was 25 years old when he attempted to assassinate President Reagan in 1981. Lee Harvey Oswald was 24 years old when he assassinated President Kennedy in 1963. Sirhan Sirhan was 24 years old when he shot RFK Sr. in 1968. The assassin who killed President McKinley was 28 years old in 1901. Arthur Bremer was 22 years old when he shot George Wallace in 1972. Thomas Matthew Crooks was 20 years old when he attempted to assassinate presidential candidate Donald Trump in 2024. Nikita Kassip was 17 when he allegedly plotted to kill Donald Trump in 2025. John Wilkes Booth was 26 years old when he assassinated Abraham Lincoln. There are very few people that are not squarely under the age bell curve. You have James L. Ray, was 40 years old when he assassinated MLK in 1968. Sarah Jane Moore was 45 years old when she attempted to assassinate Gerald Ford in 1975. Studies have identified a combination of 3 factors that can lead to a shooting attempt and other violence. The first is mental health issues. Many perpetrators suffer from deep personality inadequacies, psychotic delusions, or even paranoia. The second is a sense of grievance. A perceived personal or political injustice is often the primary motivator. The target can be a symbol of the entity that has wronged them. And the third is extremist ideologies. Younger individuals may be more influenced by online content and extremist narratives that feed their grievances. The Secret Service has identified 4 behaviors to watch for in children. Number 1, exhibiting signs of depression, suicidal ideation, or other mental health symptoms. Number 2, having a fascination with violent topics, weapons, or past mass violence incidences. Number 3, communicating to a peer or a trusted adult their intent to attack. And number 4, documenting their plans in writing or on social media. Now, coming back to school shooters and their age, I see a connection to the development of their prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is a region of the brain responsible for higher order cognitive functions such as planning, decision making, impulse control, and working memory. Its development is a complex and protracted process that extends from early childhood into adulthood. Final development occurs between the ages of 25 and 13. There are 4 basic stages of PFC development. It's based upon age. Number 1, early development, ages 0 through 5. Middle childhood, ages 6 to 12. Adolescence, 13 to 25 years of age. And number 4, adulthood, 25 years and above. The prefrontal cortex plays a crucial role in many aspects of cognitive function and behavior. Its proper development is essential for social and emotional regulation, academic achievement, and mental health. Mental illness disrupts prefrontal cortex development, leading to symptoms like poor impulse control, impaired executive functions, and emotional dysregulation. In addition, during adolescence, genetic factors and environmental stressors can cause structural and functional abnormalities such as reduced gray matter volume or an altered electrical activity. These prefrontal cortex dysfunctions manifest as the hallmark symptoms of various mental disorders, including schizophrenia, major depression, and bipolar disorder, underscoring the PFC's vital role in cognitive and emotional regulation. Initiatives such as the ABCD study of the National Institutes of Health, Columbia University, UCLA, Harvard Medical School, University of California, San Diego, and McGill University have conducted research on the adolescent prefrontal cortex development and its relationship to mental illness. The Adolescent Brain Cognitive Development Study, the ABCD study, is a large-scale, long-term study of brain and child health in adolescents. The ABCD researchers at Columbia have linked altered prefrontal cortex functioning during adolescence to neuropsychiatric disorders like schizophrenia. Studies from the University College of London explore how the developing adolescent brain might contribute to the onset of mental illness issues like depression, schizophrenia, and OCD. Longitudinal studies, such as the ABCD study, track brain development over time, providing crucial insights into the changes occurring during adolescence. Neuroimaging expertise using magnetic resonant imaging, MRI, has allowed institutions to ethically study brain developments in normal children and adolescents. Researchers in these institutions often focus on specific conditions such as schizophrenia, depression, and OCD, and their connection to PFC development during adolescence. Further studies at Ulm University Hospital, Germany, and Medical University of Vienna, Austria, have conducted research linking adolescent depression and PFC development. Researchers at the University of California in San Diego have studied adolescent brain development, including the maturation of the prefrontal cortex. Harvard Medical School hosts symposia on the adolescent brain and mental health, featuring speakers on related topics. Young adults, 13 to 25 years of age, are under a tremendous amount of stress in all the different environments they must navigate. These external factors can be a cacophony of deafening distractions to a young person's developing brain. It might be hard for them to sort things out. There are 4 basic environments they need to navigate. The family environment. Family relationships change as teens seek more independence. Arguing with parents may increase, but that is normal. It's part of separating and forming their own identity. The need for parental support is necessary. Despite pulling away, teens need strong relationships with supportive adults. Parents who set clear boundaries and have open, non-judgmental conversations are crucial for a healthy environment. Positive modeling behavior is needed. Family relationships where conflicts are managed constructively are linked to lower rates of risky behaviors. Parents also act as role models for healthy habits. Then you have the school and academic environment. Academic pressure is high. A typical 13-year-old in middle school or just starting high school experiences a bump in academic expectations. They face harder, longer assignments that require more independent work. Then there's the outside classroom activity involvement. Many teens balance their academic workload with extra activities, sports, or part-time jobs. This expands their social circle beyond just their school peers. Social influence in school can be a major source of social stress. As teens navigate friendship, social influence in school can be a major source of social stress. As teens navigate friendships, social status, and potential exclusion from peer groups. Increased access to phones and social media platforms exposes them to a constant barrage of online information and social comparison, which can be stressful and negatively impact mental health. Then there's a social and emotional environment. Peer-driven identity through friendships and peer groups often become the most important aspect of their social life. They seek acceptance and may begin testing new social styles, clothes, and attitudes just to fit in. They seek growing independence. Teens at this age push boundaries and seek more independence from their families. They may spend less time with parents and more with friends, though they still need the guidance and support of a caring adult. Intense mood swings are common due to puberty and brain development. They may go back and forth between feeling invincible and very insecure. They have a heightened sense of self-awareness. They have a tendency toward being self-conscious and are preoccupied with their appearance. They often think that everybody is looking at them. New emotional pressures can arise from academic and parental expectations, social stress, and a heightened focus on body image. A lack of support in the family relationship area can increase involvement with high-risk peers. This is a common time for mental health disorders to emerge. Many mental health conditions in adults begin by age 18, but they are often undetected and untreated. Their physical environment is another environment. They experience biological changes. The onset of puberty causes dramatic changes to their bodies, including maturation of the reproductive, skeletal, and central nervous systems. Physical changes increase the risks of injuries and susceptibility to environmental toxins. Teens may also begin to experiment with voluntary drug consumption, which increases their risk of developing dependence. A safe physical environment includes access to nutritious food and opportunities for exercise. New experiences are everywhere. Some young adults may even learn to drive, increasing their independence and requiring new safety discussions. Gen Zs, those born from 1997 to 2010, lived through the onset and development of the digital world. Gen Alphas, those born between 2010 and 2025, I believe, are the first generation to be fully immersed in a digital world. For all generations, the new digital world is a constant barrage of conflicting information and unsolicited feedback on culture and personal attributes. The feedback comes from both people we know and from strangers. It's terribly dangerous. With all the activity and stress going on around young adults, they look for happiness and acceptance in social media, which causes more stress. With all the focus and studies underway and the host of information available, I can't understand why nothing is being implemented to catch the problem before it becomes a problem. Parents and family are the first line of education and guidance for their children. They are essentially a first line of defense against antisocial behavior. I would much rather address and cure an issue before it's too late. As children grow, they are influenced by many environmental sources, such as the social environment, including peers and social media, their school and community, socioeconomic factors like poverty or access to resources, and physical surroundings such as nutrition, pollution, and access to green spaces. These factors impact a teen's physical health, mental well-being, and social development. It might be difficult, but parents should be engaged 100% of the time with their children. To sum up, there are approximately 50 million 13 to 25-year-old people in the U.S. That's a large percentage of the population. And their prefrontal cortexes are still growing and developing. Their prefrontal cortex development will be driven by their DNA and influenced by their environment. We ought to be able to manage their environment to their advantage, help them out. The data clearly indicates that shooters at grades K through 12 are in the 12 to 18-year-old group, and college-level shooters are in the 18 to 25-year-old group. Young adults need our attention and focus. Stop the self-indulgence, political nonsense, lies, denials, and distractions. Let's get something done to help our young adults. Well, these are my thoughts for today. And again, whether you agree or not, please confirm and verify the information presented. Thank you, and until next time, take care and be safe. Bye.
Ooh.